Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to implement all of the things we have learned so far. So we'll be building a project, right? Now, this is our sample project idea. This is the window. Here we'll have an image background, right? And this will be a text which will say like hello world or something, right? Below that there will be a box, and in this box this will be a number, let's say 10, and there will be two buttons below it. One will say minus, one will say plus. Now, on clicking on this minus, this number will decrease by 1. So it will be 9. If you click on it again, it will be 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, and so on. And the opposite for this plus, when you click on it, this number will increase. So from 5, it will be 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, and so on. So a pretty basic application, but we'll learn a lot. Like we'll be implementing everything we have learned so far to make this application, right? So I think it's a good enough application to like revisit everything we have learned and implement it. So let's get started. Now, before getting started, we need two things, right? We need an app icon, and we also need the background image. So for that, I already like chose two things. I went to this website and I copied this image, and shout out to FreePick for that, and thank you. And also for the background image, I picked this image. Huge shout out to Mr. Ron Whitaker. Nobody watches my video anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but thank you for this image. Right now, I have copied both of these images in this folder. Right now, let's get started with our Qt application. So I'll open Qt Creator. Let it start. Yeah, now let's create a new project. Let's just close this one. Yeah, let's just create a new project. I'll say here, I'll say new project. I'll say Qt Quick application. Let's choose. Then I'll name my project let's say mini project 1. Right. Then I'll click on next. This will be the minimum version which I want to support. Let's say any other person wants to contribute to my project, so he needs to have Qt 6.4 or higher to run my application or to work with my application, right? So you can also choose Qt 6.2. Anything is fine. Click on next, and now click on any build. So I like to go with Qt 6.5.3 MinGW 64-bit. You can choose any build you want, right? It doesn't really matter. So I'll choose this one. I'll click on next. Now I'm done with all of this, and I'll click on finish. And yeah, let my CMake configuration work. And this is our basic application window. Right now there is nothing here, right? So it will be a blank window. Let's run the application once and see how it looks. Yeah, it's a blank empty application, but don't worry, we'll be working on it. So first of all, let's set the application icon. Let's run it once more. If you see, the icon is the default one, so we want to change it. So let's change the icon first. So for that, I'll click on this source file or anywhere, right click on it and click on add new. Go to Qt resource. I hope you remember what Qt resource is, right? It's any external file, like all the music files, any PDF file, any MP3 file, any video, any CSV file, any TXT file, any image file, right? All of these are external resources. So all of those are added as a collection in this file. I'll tell you about that later, but let's get started. Let's rename the file as images. So I'll be storing all the images in this Qt resource file. And yes, you can have multiple resource files. So if you want to add music, you can add another resource file, call it musics, and it will be added as musics.qrs, right? So yeah, anyway, I'll just right click on it, and then I'll say add existing files. Now this is our project location, right? So what I want to do is I'll close this. I'll go to my project location in the documents. What is this? Anyway, I'll say this is our project, like mini project 1. This is our project location. As you can see, these are our files, and this is the build folder. So what I'll do is I'll create a new folder called images, and I'll store all the images in this folder. So I'll go back. These were my images, right? I'll copy both of them. I'll come back and I'll paste it here. Yeah, perfect. As you can see, my images are visible perfectly. So go back to Qt Creator, right click on this, add existing files. In images, choose both of these and click on open. Now click on yes, give it some time to load, and yeah, as you can see, both my images are added. Let's see, yeah, they're added perfectly. Now in cmake list.txt, you have to manually add that flag, set cmake auto rcc on. This is very important step, don't forget this. This is because if you don't set this, the images will not be copied to the build directory. This is our build directory and we want all our images to be copied here, right, so that it can be visible in the application. So that's an important step. I showed you that in like lecture number 2 or 3. So yeah, you can go back to revisit. Now here I'll say include Q icon, so I can use the Q icon class. Was this the class? Yeah, I think this was the class. Now here I will say, just a bit, app dot set window icon, and here I'll pass a Q icon object. Now in this I'll pass the image URL. So I'll click on logo. Now there is copy URL, there is copy path. Now this is a C++ file, right? This is a CPP file. So copy the path. But if this was a QML file like main.qml, then copy the URL, right? So both of them are the same, but after this there is a QRC, right? For QML file, there will be a QRC. If I right click on it, see, one has colon slash under the link, then there is QRC colon slash. So this is for QML, this URL thing is for QML files, this above thing is for C++ files, right? Now I'll save the application, give it some space, and run the application once. Expected struggle for two. What happened? Okay, it's my bad. Sorry, there was a closing parenthesis for this. My bad. Sorry. Let's run it once more. Yeah, I did not close the parenthesis for both, right? So silly mistake for my end. Yeah, as you can see, the icon is set to like a crown. I hope that's visible to you guys, right? Yeah. Now we are done with this. Let's go back to main.qml file. This is a plain window. Let's change the title and let's say mini project 1. Now after that, let's add an image. I'll fill this image, so I'll say actors.fill parent, so it will cover the entire window, and I'll set the image source. Here go back to and copy this background, and because this is a QML file, copy the URL. If this was a C++ file, we'll copy the path, right? So anyway, let's click on run. So we run the application once. As you can see, okay, that does not look so well, but anyway, whatever works, right? So yeah, anyway, let's continue. So we are done with setting the background, right? After that, we had to add a text here, right? Saying hello world. So we want to add this text. So what I'll do is I'll say label, and for label I have to import Qt quick controls. Yes. Now if by any chance you forgot like what to import, just click on this label and press F1, or in my case function plus F1, and it says here import statement, import Qt quick controls. So you know what to import, right? So again, once again, click on this, click on F1, and this help mode will open, and here it says import statement, import Qt quick controls, and that is exactly what I imported. But let's go and import any of these themes, because that is better. So in my case, I'll import this. Let's say we import this imagine theme. Let's see how it works. So here in the label, I'll say text is welcome to, or let's say we are building a counter application. So let's say counter application, right? And let's change the font size to be a bit large. So I'll say font.point size 25, and let's say the color to white. So I'll say colors FFF. You can also write white, anything works. And right now it's on the top left of the window, right? but we want it in the top middle with some spacing. So I will say anchors dot top. Anchors dot top is parent dot top. And what's the parent of this label? This window. Like this image is a sibling, not a parent. The parent of this label is a window. So I'll say anchors dot top is parent dot top, and anchors dot horizontal center is parent dot horizontal center. I hope you guys know what this is, right? I talked about anchoring in my previous video. If you have any doubt, just go back and watch it again. Then I'll set some top margin and let's run the application once and see if it works perfectly fine. Yeah, let's bring it a bit more here. So I'll say top margin of 40. Yeah, I think 40 will be fine. Let's run the application once and see. Yeah, I think it's good enough, right? So now we are done with this part, right? Now we are left with this box. So this is nothing but a column. You can think of it like a column which has two cells. One is this, and this internally is a row, right? So this is a box, or let's say a column. Here there is a number, and here there are two buttons. Since they are side by side, we can think of them as a row. So this is a row, right? So let's build that. So let's say we have a column. Now we have some spacing for the column. First, let's put it at the center of the window. So I'll say anchors dot center in parent. Now what's the parent of the column? The parent of the column is also the window, because these two are the siblings, not the parent, right? So anchors dot center in parent, and let's give it some spacing between these elements to be 10 or 15. Let's say 15. And now let's first have a number. So for number, I'll again add a label. I'll give it an ID of, let's say, number. That's not actually a good ID. An ID should be something meaningful. What can be a good meaningful thing? Number text. my naming sense is really very bad. And let's say we give it a text of 0. And let's give it a font size of 40. And let's give it a color of white, so it's visible. And let's center it horizontally, parent dot horizontal center, and let's run the application once. So this number will be at the center of the column. Yeah, as you can see, it's at the center of the column. Now after that, we need two buttons, right? So for that we need a row, and inside the row we have two buttons. Another button. The first button will have a text called minus, and a point size of 25, and the bottom button will have a text of plus and 25. Let's say I don't think there is a color for button. Just a minute. Yeah, there is no property called color for buttons, but anyway, I think it should be visible, right? I'll show you how to work with rectangles to build a custom button, I think in just 1 or 2 videos after this, right? So let's see first. Yeah, we should give some spacing in the row, right? Let's give it some spacing of, let's say, 25. And now let's see. I hope you're not getting confused, right? What I'm doing. I think it's pretty clear, but we have already done this. Now if I click on this number should decrease. If I click on this number should increase. And let's also increase the spacing to be a bit more, like let's say 35. Yeah, let's see it now. Yeah, if I click on this, nothing happens right now, but I want, if I click on this number to decrease by 1, and here it to increase by 1, right? So let's build the logic now. So in this button, if I click on this, there's a on click signal. Here what I want is this number text, this text property, to be 1 minus what it already is. So I'll say its current value, which is nothing but this thing only, -1. Now if you If you think this should work, there's a problem here, right? So okay, first let me, this is the problem here. Let me run the application once and show you the problem. Let me decrease the font size a bit so it's visible. Yeah, if you see, it works right now, but actually this is not a good thing. Like, you should not access the property like this, because internally this is a string. So what I should do is I should wrap it as a number. Now this is a true number, right? And now this is a good practice to, like, externally tell it to be a number, right? So although internally JavaScript will combine both of this and then make it as a number, but still this is a good practice, right? So now decrease works, now increase should work similarly, right? So what I should do is I should copy this, and instead of -1 it should be +1, and that's it. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it works perfectly fine, right? So that's it, pretty simple, right? But we have used everything we know already. We used anchoring. We did not use X and Y because that's obsolete, but we used column, we used row, we used buttons, we used an image, we used setting the window icon, right? And that's a pretty simple application, but I think you know, like, how to work with JavaScript and things like that right now, right? Now I forgot one thing. I should also mention, like, what exactly happened here. So let me explain. Right, if I click on this button, this signal is fired, and I want to handle the click signal. Like, I want to handle the click event. What I am doing is I'm saying, hey, what is this number text? It's nothing but this label, and I want to set this text property. Since this is on the left hand side of this equal to, whatever I set on the right hand side, it will replace this. Like, this text will be replaced by whatever is on this right hand side, right? So that's that. Now what is this? It's a logic. Now when I type this again, this time it will actually copy the value inside this. So whatever is inside this number text IDs text property, which is nothing but 0, it will exactly fill this one and convert it to a number, because I explicitly mentioned it. This is a JavaScript wrapper to convert this string into a number, and then I subtract 1 from it. After that, let's say we get a number of, let's say, 7 after that. Then we are saying, hey, this time, because this is on the left hand side of this equal to, so fill this number text property to be 7, because this is what we got from the right hand side. So I hope you got my point, right? So, like, what exactly happened here. And I hope this project was not too confusing for you, but I think this is a good enough as a starting mini project. We'll be building custom components from now on, right? I'll be showing you how to build custom cute components like custom buttons or custom combo box, custom rectangles, and things like that. After that, I'll be also showing you how to build static applications with Qt. Like, if I see my current debug folder here, you'll see an app mini project on exe. If you click on it, it will not be running, right? Because many components will be missing. So I'll also show you how to deploy your Qt applications using static Qt versions and dynamic versions, dynamic linking, right? So I'll be showing you all of these steps a bit later. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.